hashtag N8VR. N8 stands for my name, Nate, or it's my nickname. My full name is Nathan. And so VR stands for virtual reality. I feel like I said that kind of funny. Virtual reality. And of course, a lot of people have nicknamed it VR. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of it. So virtual reality and my name. I've never owned virtual reality goggles, but in the future I plan to. That'd be awesome. I really want Grand Theft Auto 5 online, or just Rockstar games in general, Grand Theft Auto 5, Red Dead Redemption, to get into the virtual reality. They've already done first person on Grand Theft Auto 5 and on Red Dead Redemption 2, but I want them to do virtual reality in the future, maybe for Grand Theft Auto 6, and perhaps if there is a Red Dead Redemption 3, that as well. Not only do I enjoy virtual reality, because I play in first person a lot, first person visual, rather, like I could see, like this is how I'm first person, I'm looking like this is first person, like, hi, I'm Nathan and this is first person. So third person would be like this. Oh yeah, woo, this is third person. So that I've learned of that through like video games. Third person, first person, and first person is basically a visual of what I'm looking at. And then I could look down and see my arms and my hands and my feet and stuff like that. So that's what first person is, and virtual reality is obviously a representation of a visual of yourself, a visual from yourself in that whatever, you know, in that mode or in that environment that they're placing you in. So hard to explain things just right off the spot and use the right precise words. I'm always so critical of how I say words and how I word my expressions or sayings, the way that I express myself, all that. And I'm always rewording things, as you could probably already tell through some of my videos. But yeah, going further into it, my family isn't exactly rich, and so every opportunity hasn't been perfect. Every part of my life hasn't been perfect. Every financial, physical, every part of my life has not been all that fancy and great. I don't live in no mansion, but at the end of the day, Grand Theft Auto 5 Online brings me to a part of life where I can be like, okay, I own all these different properties. I own all these different video games. I said video games, but I own all of these vehicles. Sorry, I didn't mean to say video games. I own all of these. I'm gonna take a sip of water. Oh, there's someone honking. That's cute. So, yeah. The virtual reality experience through Grand Theft Auto is amazing. And I could only imagine what actual virtual reality goggles could do to it. And yeah, that'd be great. So, all of the things that I own in the game, vehicles, like motorcycles, bicycles, you name it, and you can have planes, helicopters, you name it and you can have it. I own a yacht, you know, so all of the different things that you can own in that game is awesome, and it's like you're living a rich life in some regards. Once you grind out a bunch of, you know, grind and you get all that money and you spend it, buy all the different vehicles or properties and planes and helicopters. It brings you to a richer lifestyle where it's like oh wow, this is kind of how rich people live, and you have nice little apartments, or I don't want to say little, but you have nice apartments, properties. You could have a penthouse now, and you could have a hot tub in your penthouse. You have a little movie, you have a little movie theater in your penthouse as well, and just so much stuff that they've added to the game. And so, not having that in real life, I thought of this idea back a few years ago, let's say 2017-ish, maybe 2018-ish, probably more towards 2018-ish, I don't know. So anyways, I actually made this hashtag for this reason, obviously. And so let's say, you know, sometimes you or people in general are harsh on your parents, like, oh, you didn't get me a college fund, oh, I'm not in college, you didn't give me no college fund, you didn't give me money, you didn't give me a sweet 16, I didn't have no sweet 16 like those kids on MTV did. I don't have no mansion, it's all your fault, Mom, it's all your fault, Dad. You know, all that type of like criticism that people may put upon their family, their parents, let alone their family. Whatever. You blame sometimes people want to blame their family members for their circumstances, and sometimes it's understandable and it's righteous and it makes sense, but there's also different ways to communicate. You got to be more civil. You got to be more united. Think of unity when you speak. So when I thought of this, I was like, wow, I need to express this to my mother and my father, and I have, and I'll have to remind them at some point. And same thing with like siblings. If you feel like your siblings kind of let you down and they just went down a bad path and they didn't want to help you, or they chose not to help you, or even if they're on a good path and they're not helping you. And then furthermore, you know, you don't have to blame anybody for that, for anything, especially when you have like Grand Theft Auto 5 Online, boom, an awesome virtual reality, and you can live the exact way that you would be living if you were very rich or in college and you're working your way towards being very rich, and you know, or you're just naturally born rich. You get to live like that because essentially Grand Theft Auto is adding everything to it, and it's just like The Sims. Like, I remember me and my friend Alan, when we were younger, we would always say like, we hope, you know, we'd say to each other, I hope there's a game one day that basically is a combination of The Sims, and made by EA Sports, by the way, a combination of The Sims and Grand Theft Auto, because at a young age, between like 7, 8, 9 years, like I must have been around 7 years old when I first played Grand Theft Auto 3. That was the first one I ever played. My friend and I would play together. We'd play Grand Theft Auto together, stay up late and play all night, do missions and take turns, and it was so fun. So yeah, it's it would be really nice to have a game where it's very realistic and it's very similar to real life. So with that said, you don't have no one to blame, and hashtag N8VR is my way of expressing that. You know, that Grand Theft Auto 5 Online virtually is just as good as being extremely rich in real life. And also, get out of that, come on. Also, pollution is an issue. Taking up space is an issue. So you build a big old mansion, or you have a big old boat and it's sitting there and it's polluting, that's bad. So if you live virtually, you're completely avoiding and eliminating pollution from your life, for the most part. And so living virtually is safer. It's also safer, you know. You go get a yacht and somehow your yacht could sink while you're sleeping, and boom, you potentially die, you drown. So yeah, I don't like saying words like that, but anyways, yeah. I'm trying to be quick here. I'm trying my best. Oh, look, there's a butterfly over there. So yeah, that covers it all. I mean, don't put no blame on nobody for what you don't have, because it's all right there in front of you if you play Grand Theft Auto 5 Online. You could have literally everything, and in the future, they're going to put everything into it, and I can almost guarantee they're going to add virtual reality. Maybe virtual reality is bad for people's eyes, and maybe it's not all that great. But regardless, first person, or virtual reality, or 3D, and playing a video game virtually is better for Earth, and it's better for humanity, and it's safer, personally. So yeah, just to kind of summarize, it's definitely the way to go. Hey, this way, buddy. Hey, I definitely salute Rockstar Games. You know, I definitely, I'll stop. You know what I mean? Like, I salute Rockstar Games. Like, you know, although I will give you some trouble right now. All those modders and the money dropping, that stuff is bogus. That's not all Rockstar Games' fault. That's also cybersecurity and Sony, PlayStation, Microsoft, Xbox. But altogether, cybersecurity, Rockstar Games, Sony, PlayStation, Microsoft, Xbox, 6 of you are responsible. Whoever cybersecurity is, whether it's a combination of NSA and whoever, all 6 of you are responsible for all that money dropping and modding that happened back on the Xbox 360, and it polluted the whole game. It ruined the whole game, and it manipulated the community members, all of the Grand Theft Auto 5 online players, and it made them greedy in some regards. It made them hey, over here. It made them always ask about, oh, you're a high level. They'll see, okay, wow, for me as an example, I'm level 906, but in the past I was at, on my old gamer tag, IN8K, I was level 1083. I got to level 1083, and once people saw I was like a high level up there, but we'll just go back to my current rank on INN8K. They see, wow, 906. They assume that I'm a modder or a cheater, or I cheated somehow to get to that rank. And there's a good amount of people that just assume so. And even the way that I word things like, let's become trillionaires in rank 8,000, people are like, what? Money drop? And it's like, no, let's become. The word become means grow to be. Let's become trillionaires and rank 8,000, because rank 8,000 is the highest rank. So I'm saying, like, let's aim high. Let's go up. Let's focus on going up and earning and growing and grinding, rather than hanging out in free mode and killing each other. I mean, there's nothing wrong with chilling and relaxing and enjoying the video game, but don't complain about not having stuff in the particular video game on Grand Theft Auto, like, oh, I wish I had this plane or this jet or this car. If you're not grinding, you have to grind to get that stuff. And it doesn't take very long either. It only takes 100 to 200 days time played in the game. Pause menu, stats. Pause menu, go over to stats, and you'll see how many days played how many days you have played, how many hours, minutes, seconds, and then how much you've earned total, and how much RP you've earned, which stands for rank points, I think, which stands for your amount of points you've earned to rank up and all that. So your global RP, they say. And so yeah, shame on you guys for letting that happen. And not only was it bad, I'm kind of ranting here, but it was bad for the community, because like they were scammers. Some of them, the money droppers and the modders, they were dropping. That was people paying real money to somebody who is essentially a quote unquote modder, money dropper, aka, in my idea, it's like this person is a virtual criminal, a virtual terrorist, a virtual drug dealer, you could say. So it's like you let those criminals, hackers, money droppers, infiltrate and essentially take over, and maybe not exactly take over, but manipulate the whole community. And so anyways, hashtag N8VR, back up a little bit. Salute Rockstar Games still, but you guys need to stop letting that cheating and glitching stuff happen. That's crazy. Still to this day, people are glitching and duplicating, and it's uncalled for. I just want to play the game and meet up with grinders and people who want to play and enjoy the game. Not, oh, hey, do you know any glitchers? No, dude, I don't cheat. Like, so, not to sound all hostile, but hashtag N8VR. Just live virtually, and it's like, that's, I guess, conserving. That's conserving the earth. It's conserving for your fellow humans and the animals on this land. on this whole earth, they need space too. So if we keep all buying mansions and yachts and stuff, there's going to be no fish left. There's going to be no wildlife left. We're going to be taking up all the land, and overall, the pollution is the problem. You can buy a Lamborghini in real life, and whatever, maybe it doesn't pollute that much, but you could crash, and it could injure you, and or potentially fatally harm you, and you get a virtual. Let's say on the other hand, you go on Grand Theft Auto, you get a virtual Lamborghini. You're good. You're not polluting. You're not hurting anyone. You're not hurting yourself. You can drive as fast as you want compared to in real life. If you're in real life driving a Lamborghini, you can't go 170, generally speaking, unless you're on a track or a race course of some sort. So yeah, just hashtag N8VR. Be grateful for who is in your life, your family members. Don't worry about the college funds. Don't worry about the Sweet 16s. Don't worry about the, I don't have, nobody handed me down no money. Nobody handed me a house or a car or this and that and the third. Just go and virtually get it and enjoy it. And just, if you're struggling and you're in poverty and you're low class or whatever you want to call it, whatever it's labeled or however it's said, I think times are changing, and I think people are going to start living better. I think citizenships are going to get worshipped more, and I think citizenships are going to be favored more. The way that I present myself and the way that I communicate and the way that I publish things, I make sure that I make it a point to bring equality to the equation of life and earth and civilization. I want people to be more accepting of each other, especially in a place called the United States of America. Like, we're supposed to be like, okay, helpful, like, okay, very understanding, like, so homelessness should never exist, and at the end of the day, we've built all of these buildings. We don't really necessarily need to. The only jobs all I'm trying to say is basically nobody really needs to work. Most of the time I feel, okay, the only people that we need to be working are food service people who need to deliver groceries of some sort or stock the groceries of some sort. I mean, really, people shouldn't even be going to the grocery stores. They should just keep getting delivered, and that's how there are delivered. You can go to shop.shaws.com if you have a Shaws in your area. The Shaws is a grocery store. Shop.shaws, and that's so it's shop.shaws.com. Oh, and that company that does the deliveries is called Instacart. So go look into Instacart. INSTACART. So anyways, and they're the ones that deliver for Shaws. And so anyways, yeah. The only people here are the main employments that, or main forms of employment that I think that are out there that should only remain out there. You know, construction, because we still need to maybe reconstruct or demolish and then construct and reconstruct. So we need construction. We need law enforcement. We need food service people. I'm doing this on the spot, so I apologize. Trying to remember what else. I mean, that's, we need people to maybe take care of the older people, or help take care of the older people. I mean, for the most part, people should be, I feel like mental states of people and overall well-being of people is going to improve extremely, like very extremely, and so people won't even really, like, maybe people will start living to 130 years old rather than just 30, 40, 50, all the way to 90 maybe. Sometimes people don't get too lucky to live up to 70 to 90, and the goal is to get people to live long. So I'm kind of ranting a little bit, but it's definitely on topic. And so those 4 forms of employment, I think I might have missed out on. I mean, we need the fire department for the most. Oh, low battery. But yeah, those 4 forms of employment we need, and we do need like employment and medical. We need the fire department and medical. Excuse me. We need the fire department for the most part, unless we get rid of fire altogether or lighters or whatnot. There are things such as like electric stoves, and everything seems a little bit more safer. But medical, we need like ambulance people, we need hospitals, right? We need medical people still. So, but yeah, there's only a small amount of employment or forms of employment that we need. So, yeah. Thank you very much for tuning in the visualization.